Las Vegas, a city of bright lights and big dreams. The neon signs and dazzling lights create a spectacle that can be seen from miles away, drawing people into its vibrant embrace. People come from all over to try their luck. From seasoned gamblers to curious tourists, everyone is eager to experience the magic of Las Vegas. They spin the slot machines and watch the shows. The sound of coins clinking and the cheers from the audience create an atmosphere of excitement and anticipation. The desert heat hangs heavy in the air, even at night. The warm breeze carries the scent of adventure and possibility. But this night, something strange is about to happen. The usual buzz of the city is about to be overshadowed by an extraordinary event. It was a warm summer night. The kind of night where the air feels electric and anything seems possible. The casinos were buzzing with excitement. The clatter of chips and the shuffling of cards filled the room as players hoped for a winning hand. Tourists and locals alike were caught up in the thrill of the games. The energy was palpable, and everyone was eager to see what the night would bring. Laughter and the clinking of coins filled the air. The joy of winning and the camaraderie among players created a sense of community. Outside, the neon lights painted the darkness with vibrant colors. The streets were alive with people, each one chasing their own version of the American dream. But high above the city, something unusual was happening. A phenomenon that would soon capture the attention of everyone below. A group of tourists were walking back to their hotel. They were chatting animatedly about the night's events, their faces lit up with excitement. They had just enjoyed a spectacular fountain show. The water danced in the air, illuminated by colorful lights, creating a mesmerizing display. A large, silent object was hovering in the sky. It was unlike anything they had ever seen before, and it seemed to defy explanation. It glowed with an eerie light. The object cast an otherworldly glow over the city, making the neon lights below seem dim in comparison. People stopped in their tracks, mesmerized by the strange sight. Some pointed, others gasped. Conversations halted as everyone tried to make sense of what they were seeing. What they were witnessing was beyond belief. The night had taken an unexpected turn, and the city of Las Vegas would never be the same again. The object was huge, much bigger than any airplane. It seemed to defy all known principles of aerodynamics, floating effortlessly in the sky. The sheer size of it was enough to make anyone stop and stare, wondering what kind of technology could support such a massive structure in mid-air. It had no wings or tail. Unlike any aircraft known to man, it lacked the usual appendages that help with flight. This only added to the mystery, making it seem more like a vessel from another world than anything created on Earth. It just hung there in the sky, silent and ominous. There was no sound of engines, no hum of machinery. The silence was almost deafening, creating an eerie atmosphere that made the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. The tourists watched in awe as the object began to move. Their initial shock turned into a mix of fear and excitement. Cameras and phones were quickly pulled out to capture the moment, but no device could truly do justice to the surreal experience of witnessing such an event firsthand. It shot off towards the desert, disappearing as quickly as it had appeared. The speed was unimaginable, leaving behind a trail of light that slowly faded into the night. It was as if the object had simply vanished into another dimension, leaving the onlookers questioning their own reality. The night returned to normal, but the memory of what they had seen lingered. The sky was once again a canvas of stars, but the minds of those who witnessed the event were forever changed. They had seen something that defied explanation, something that would haunt their dreams and conversations for years to come. Word spread quickly about the strange object in the sky. Social media was abuzz with theories and speculations. News outlets picked up the story, interviewing witnesses and experts alike. The small community became the center of a global mystery, attracting attention from all corners of the world. Some dismissed it as a weather balloon or a prank. Skeptics were quick to offer logical explanations, trying to calm the growing hysteria. They pointed to past incidents of misidentified objects and hoaxes, urging people to remain rational. But others whispered about UFOs and extraterrestrial visitors. The more imaginative minds couldn't help but wonder if this was a sign of contact from another civilization. The idea of not being alone in the universe was both thrilling and terrifying. The desert, with its vast emptiness, has always been a breeding ground for such stories. Its isolation and mysterious beauty make it the perfect setting for tales of the unknown. Over the years, many have claimed to see strange lights and objects in the desert sky, adding to its enigmatic reputation. And tonight, it seemed one of those stories might be true. The desert night was filled with an electric tension, as if the very air was charged with the energy of the unknown. Those who had seen the object couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary had just occurred. A family driving home along a deserted highway saw the object too. They were miles away from the main group of witnesses, yet their experience was just as vivid. The father, who was driving, noticed the bright light first and alerted his wife. They had been returning from a camping trip. The family had spent the weekend enjoying nature, completely unaware that their journey home would take such an unexpected turn. The tranquility of their trip was about to be shattered. The children were asleep in the back seat. Oblivious to the unfolding drama, they slept peacefully, their dreams undisturbed by the strange events outside. The parents were tired but happy. They chatted quietly, reflecting on the fun they had over the weekend. Little did they know their conversation was about to be interrupted by something out of this world. Their peaceful drive was shattered when the object zoomed over their car. The bright light filled the vehicle, causing the parents to gasp in shock. It was as if a second sun had appeared in the night sky, illuminating everything with an otherworldly glow. It was so close they could feel the heat emanating from it. The intensity of the light and heat was overwhelming, making it hard to breathe. The father instinctively shielded his eyes, while the mother reached back to protect the children. Fear gripped their hearts as they slammed on the brakes. The car skidded to a halt, and for a moment, time seemed to stand still. The object hovered above them for a few seconds before shooting off into the distance, leaving the family in stunned silence. They sat there, trying to process what had just happened, knowing that their lives would never be the same again. The family's car screeched to a halt, the sound echoing eerily in the vast empty desert. They watched in terror as a bright, glowing object descended from the sky, landing in the desert a short distance away. The light was so intense that it illuminated the entire area, casting long, eerie shadows. Dust and sand swirled around the object, creating a mini sandstorm that obscured their view momentarily. The air was thick with tension and the sound of the wind howling through the desert. The children woke up, their cries piercing the silence of the night. They clung to each other, their small bodies trembling with fear. The father, a burly man who rarely showed fear, felt a shiver run down his spine. His heart pounded in his chest as he tried to think of a way to protect his family. He knew they had to get out of there, but his mind raced with uncertainty. What if the car wouldn't start? What if the object blocked their path? But before they could drive away, a figure emerged from the dust cloud, its silhouette growing larger and more menacing with each step. It was tall and slender, at least 3 meters high, towering over the car like a giant. Its presence was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Its skin seemed to be made of metal, reflecting the moonlight in a way that made it look almost otherworldly. Its eyes glowed with an eerie light, like 2 small suns burning in the darkness. It moved with a strange robotic gait, its long limbs swaying unnaturally. Each step it took seemed deliberate, as if it was studying them, deciding what to do next. The family was paralyzed with fear, trapped in a real-life nightmare. They could hardly breathe, their eyes wide with terror as they watched the creature approach. The children screamed, burying their faces in their mother's arms, their small bodies shaking uncontrollably. The mother tried to soothe them, but her own fear was palpable. The alien approached their car slowly, each step echoing in the stillness of the night. It was as if time had slowed down, every second stretching into an eternity. It stopped a few feet away, its glowing eyes seeming to pierce through the metal frame of the car. The intensity of its gaze was almost unbearable, as if it could see into their very souls. The family cowered inside, their breath catching in their throats. They felt utterly helpless, trapped in a situation they couldn't understand or control. Each tick of the clock felt like an eternity, the sound magnified in the oppressive silence. Time seemed to stand still as they waited for the creature to make its move. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the alien turned and walked back towards its craft. The family watched in stunned silence, unable to believe what they had just witnessed. The creature's departure was as mysterious as its arrival, leaving them with more questions than answers. The bright light from the object began to fade, and the dust settled once more. The desert returned to its usual stillness, but the family's fear lingered, a haunting memory of their encounter with the unknown. Section 4. Searching for Truth. The object lifted off the ground with a deafening roar. The family watched as it disappeared into the night sky. They were left in the silence of the desert, shaken and terrified. The encounter lasted only a few minutes, but it would forever be etched in their minds. They had seen something incredible, something terrifying, something they couldn't explain. The next morning, news of the family's encounter spread like wildfire. Investigators arrived at the site, eager to uncover the truth. They found strange markings on the ground and faint traces of radiation, but there was no sign of the object or the alien. The lack of concrete evidence only fueled the mystery. Skeptics dismissed the story as a hoax, but something about the family's genuine terror resonated with the public. Section 5. Whispers in the Wind. Newspapers ran sensational headlines. Television crews flocked to the city, interviewing anyone who claimed to have seen something unusual. Was it a real UFO encounter, or was it an elaborate hoax? The debate raged on, dividing public opinion. But one thing was certain. Something strange had happened in the skies above Las Vegas that night. Years have passed, but the legend of the 3-meter-tall alien of Las Vegas persists. Every so often there are new reports, whispers of strange lights seen in the desert, and fleeting glimpses of unidentified objects in the sky. Are these just the products of overactive imaginations, fueled by the thrill of the unknown, or is there something more to these stories? Section 6. The mystery remains. The truth, as is often the case with such encounters, remains elusive. The Las Vegas incident serves as a stark reminder of the vastness of the universe and the mysteries it holds. It forces us to confront the possibility that we are not alone. And it leaves us with a profound sense of wonder and a chilling question: what if it's true? The desert sands hold their secrets close, but the night sky whispers tales of otherworldly encounters. Whether you believe the stories or dismiss them as fantasy, one thing is certain. The legend of the 3-meter-tall alien of Las Vegas continues to captivate our imaginations. It reminds us that in the vast expanse of the cosmos, anything is possible.